welcome back to another episode of our career build series, and today we are building a home for a writer. So there are actually two writer careers in The Sims 4. You can do it as a freelancer, or you can do it as a career and work your way up the ladder. Personally, the freelancer career is my favorite because then you can pick your hours, you can check for gigs, and then decide when you want to work if you have the time. And you just have to plan your days around a deadline that you get given. I think it's a really fun career to do, and we are currently playing through the writer freelancer career as part of our Disney Princess legacy. So it felt appropriate that we built a tiny little cozy cottage for our writer here. Snow White is not living in this home, unfortunately. Snow White's home was fun to build, but we had a starter budget, so it was nothing on what this cottage ended up being, which, you know, part of the legacy challenge rules. But anyway, we are building a writer's home today, the cozy cottage, and I went with a color palette for this build. So we went with the color red, which you will see also reflected in the landscaping, which is what I'm about to do. But in terms of the actual layout, I wanted to do a main house, so the cottage with the normal living spaces. And then I wanted to do a little, what is that, a pergola? No, what is that called? Yeah, I think it could be a pergola, but just a separate structure, which is actually where the writing takes place. So I romanticized the whole thing, and I imagined that your writer sim likes to write in the nature and get inspired when they're outside. So that's what that little pergola is for the actual writing career specifically. But over to the cottage, we used a lot of cottage living in this build. I have yet to use those pieces, can you believe? I've probably built so many cottages since cottage living came out, and I always have forgotten to use those. So this was the perfect opportunity to use it. We also have a lot of the cottage living windows and doors, and obviously a lot of the interior is cottage living. But here I'm adding in a red tree to bring in some of that red landscaping. What you see just then occasionally popping up is me going to save the build in the gallery and then seeing how it looks from that camera perspective, which if you build for the gallery, that's a nice tip so that you can make sure your builds always look nice on your feed. And I guess they're more likely to be downloaded if the first picture looks nice. And also it's a good tip to help you figure out the orientation of the build. So sometimes when you get dropped into a lot, you don't know what's the front and what's the back. If you go to save it onto the gallery, it will immediately show you which is front facing. So yeah, just a little trick. But now we're adding in some red landscaping growing over onto the cottage. And the landscaping was really fun to do in this build because I use a lot of color, which I actually don't do very often in my landscaping. I keep it very safe, but yeah, it was nice to have a color palette. And then for the trees, I obviously did the red tree, which you saw, and I did that trick where you take a red tree. I don't know if I sized it down or if it was just a smaller red tree, but then you raise it up and you blend it in with a normal green tree. So you still get little peaks of red come through, which you can see more in certain angles. But yeah, it helps to tie in that color palette if you have one. You could do it with the white tree or the pink one. We have an orange one as well. So yeah, just a little trick to adding some color into your trees. Now I'm going in with my terrain paint, and then we move onto landscaping. But I have some exciting news separate to this actual build here, which is I think I'm going to increase my number of long videos a week to 3, which is probably going to be a bit of a trial for the next few weeks. So it will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are my 3 upload days. Mondays and Wednesdays will probably be the Disney Princess legacy because I'm really enjoying those videos. But I feel like I'm so far ahead of schedule, so to speak, that I can definitely start uploading more because I'm feeling quite antsy. There's so much drama happening. It's hard for me to be filming them and then realize that no one's really gonna know what's going on for weeks and weeks and weeks into the future. So I think I'm excited to start pushing out more longer videos per week. So Mondays and Wednesdays, you can expect Disney Princess Legacy at 7 p.m. BST, that's UK time, every single week. And then Fridays will be our Speedbuild Fridays. Speedbuild Fridays will be career builds, or we might actually bring Palm Sims back. So basically build days, actually. I should call them build videos. So Monday, Wednesdays, gameplay videos, and Fridays are build videos. There you go. And it will be a combination of the career builds, or I'm actually going to bring some Palm Sims episodes back soon. So yes, hopefully I can keep to that schedule. YouTube shorts are coming out daily as well. I'm really loving the underrated item series, and I am, as you know, experimenting also doing 2 shorts a week, so 2 shorts a day. There's a lot of content, so I'm trying to figure out a schedule that works best. So if things are chopping and changing a little bit, I apologize. I'll get there eventually. Okay, so we're moving indoors now. I did the floor plan, mostly open plan, and then we have a little sectioned off hallway, bathroom, and laundry room. The bathroom is sandwiched in between the two. And this is the only bathroom in the house. So there is the bath, shower, sink, toilet, all of that stuff. And then that is what is at the back of the laundry room. I added laundry in just because I had the space to fill. And I thought it made sense to go there, just in the entrance to the bathroom. So for wallpapers and flooring, I went with the dark wood, kind of like a cherry wood. And I thought that complemented the red really nicely. So then there's pops of red throughout the entire build. And the cottage living wallpaper, which I haven't used anywhere near enough, but it's so pretty. And I've tried to blend that in with the Parenthood wallpaper, the one with the paneling. It's not a wallpaper, but you know what I mean, the walling with the panels. And the wood tones of those panels are ever so slightly different, but we're just gonna ignore that. You can see in the corner, they're just a little different. But when you fill it with furniture, you can't even tell. So that is the laundry room done. We used a lot of laundry day actually in this build as well. Laundry day, cottage living, and maybe that's it. Maybe those are the main packs. I use every pack, to be honest. I don't do limited pack builds very often. Actually, I don't think ever. Let me know if that would be something you'd be interested in. Limited pack builds, because I would love to build more for you all and your needs and what you would want. So if that is limited pack builds or base game builds, just let me know down in the comments and we can definitely try to do some, maybe incorporate it with the career build series, depending on what you all want. Just let me know. We are doing the kitchen here. This was a perfect little cutaway for the kitchen. And I was kind of struggling with the floor plan of this space for a while. I wanted to do the island here instead of a dining table. And we only had space for 2 chairs in the island. And then I tried to place a 3-seater couch and didn't have any space. So then we reduced the size of the island to, I'm about to do it, hang on. To only one square, or like 1 cabinet, but with 2 chairs. The second chair is not usable. It's just for appearance. I thought it made more sense that you'd have 2 island chairs. You can delete it if it doesn't serve a purpose. It just looks nice. But so then only 1 space in the island, and then that left the perfect space for the couch there with the TV against the wall. And then behind the couch, we have a little fireplace, a little cozy fireplace for our cottage. So yeah, in the end, the floor plan works really well. There's not a dining table, which is a little bit of a shame, but if this is a single sim that lives here, or even 2 sims, actually, yeah, it's probably better for a single sim. But even if it was a single sim or 2 sims, they would eat on the couch anyway, let's be honest. Sims, like, do dining tables even serve a purpose in your builds? I mean, 3 meals a day. How many meals of them are they eating on dining tables? Because I feel like in the gameplay challenges that we're doing, I don't think my sim ever eats on the dining table. So I'm doing some clutter now and plants and carpets. Didn't want to add too many plants in this build. I feel like they probably spend more time outside. There are 2 planters outside, so you could do a little bit of gardening, but yeah, I feel like they definitely spend more of their time writing than gardening. Loved that coffee table. That one is from Paranormal. Really, really, really cute. Hidden gem, I think, that it's I believe the white swatch is the first one, I think. So it might be easy to scroll past it, but if you filter the Build catalog by red, you'll see it, and it's so cute. I love it, and it just worked really well in tying in the red colors. And then against the back wall, we had a bookshelf. We did the suitcase with books, a little red armchair, and a lamp, and some flowers. No flowers. Okay, now we're moving on to the entrance here. It's quite a large entrance, to be honest. I could have definitely reduced the size of that entranceway, but it was just slightly of an awkward shape because of the fireplace. So we are doing that trick where if your mirrors are too low or high, excuse me, they actually can be low because then you can raise them with the 9 key. But if your mirrors are too tall, you delete the wall behind it and the mirror then jumps down to the floor. You can then raise your 9 key as normal. So that's how we got the mirror at the perfect height. And then a little bookshelf to fill the fireplace corner. And then some other random hallway clutter just to fill that space. And I believe I do an armchair there or some planters. Yes, a little armchair. And then that plant that I have never used from the Blooming Rooms kit, but the color palette worked really well there. Okay, so now finishing touches for downstairs. We do a carpet to make it feel warm again, and a few other random bits of clutter. Not overly cluttered, but just, I feel like just enough to tell the story. You know what you could also do is you could turn this into a rental. So you could put this in, actually you can put it in any world, and you just change the lot type to be a rental accommodation, and you could have this as a little bit of like a writer's getaway for your maybe Sims who live in the city or more suburban areas, and then if they want to go on holiday, they can rent this out as a vacation rental, and then you could have it as a little writer's getaway, writer's retreat. I think that's quite nice. So you could do a 2-3 day holiday and they could be writing a novel here, because the little pergola where we've done the actual writing equipment is so cute and I think is so romantic. It reminds me a little bit of The Holiday. Is it The Holiday or Love Actually? Love Actually. No, I think it's Love Actually, where he's writing his book in that beautiful lake house. It reminded me of that. So, okay, finishing bits of clutter downstairs in the kitchen. And then we are going to be moving upstairs to the bedroom. The bedroom is kind of a weird shape. It's a very long hallway, like a long attic space, but I mean, we got a double bed in there, so it was fine. More laundry day stuff. And here we are upstairs. So we started with a red bed. There wasn't that much choice for where we could put the bed. It was against that wall. Or nowhere. So we, in here we do a bed, a wardrobe, a fireplace, and a bookshelf. And we just kind of scattered them throughout the different corners. It was such a weird shaped room. It's really strange. I guess it's just an attic. I imagine the roofing would probably be like the ceiling, would be like this. But unfortunately, you can't do that in The Sims. That would be really fun. I could have done beams actually, but I feel like for gameplay, beams are a little bit annoying. But yeah, so we just have the basics up here. Unfortunately, I didn't or couldn't figure out how to get stairs up here and make the floor plan make sense downstairs. It actually took me about 20 minutes. I had to cut it all out of the speed build. It was frustrating even watching back the footage, because there was just no good placement for the stairs. But that is where I'm going to end this voiceover. I hope you enjoyed the video. The build is available to download from the gallery. We're calling this the Writer's Home or Writer's Retreat Home. And we will be back next week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I hope you're enjoying that Disney Princess Legacy. And I will see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!